Are you going to die before age 50? I'm asking each and yes, you. I'm going to ask each and one of every one of you to look inside yourselves and see if you currently have habits which are leading you down a path to an earlier death. Uh, in my 44 years, I've experienced many ups and downs in life, battled many such things as addiction, depression, and these conditions can really take you down a deep, dark spiral if you don't get control of it, right? So I'll be telling you about my addiction of smoking and how I finally got to take charge of it and move on with life, right? And quit for myself. Growing up, I've always been that kid, the young one that would, make the cough and make people feel bad about smoking. They're smoking in front of a child, or that they're going to die. But with that being said, I mean, how does someone get addicted to smoking? How? Going from one extreme to start smoking. Well, for me, it was my friends. I was hanging out with friends that were smoking. A lot of them smoking cloves, which smelled a little bit different, a little sweeter. They left a good taste on your mouth. I started smoking those, but when I found out those kind of put holes in your lungs even worse than cigarettes, I switched over to cigarettes. So started smoking when I was about 17. And back then it wasn't as much of a big deal, right? You could smoke in bars, restaurants, clubs, airplanes. I mean, just about anywhere. It wasn't as big of a deal, But also it was cheap. It was like less than $2 a pack, so it wasn't a big financial burden. It was just whatever. It was just something. It was kind of the cool thing to do at the time. One of the cool things. But the addiction part was real. I mean, I started really just focusing. It started turning quickly. Where it was a good part of my day was really focused on when I was going to get my next one, take my breaks, my lunches. How many am I going to have? I'm going to have one. I'm going to have two. Maybe I shouldn't eat. I'll snack later. I'll just have a couple cigarettes. That type of thing. So that was getting serious. I mean, get in the car, have one. Before I'm almost arrived to my destination. Let me have one. After dinner, let me have one. Before bed, let me have one. I mean, it's just on and on. I even remember a friend asking me, if you had $2 left, what would you do? Would you buy a pack of cigarettes, or would you eat? And I said, well, I'd buy the pack of cigarettes because it deters hunger. And according to John Hamilton, June 9, 2011 on NPR.org, he states, it turns out that nicotine activates a pathway in the brain that suppresses appetite. Well, that makes sense. So they're actually using that data to try to help with weight loss drugs. So as you can see, you can become addicted, and I became fully addicted. So what can I do to stop? Well, there's many moving parts to this question. Two parts would be you have to quit for yourself, and second, you have to reach out to programs and get some help. So what does quitting for yourself mean? Well, if someone's telling you to quit, a wife, a mother, a girlfriend, a friend, it's not going to help. I mean, somewhat, but not. It's just not going to be fully. You have to want to do it yourself. Smoking is one of the top 5 addictive drugs in the world, right up there with cocaine, heroin, alcohol, and methamphetamines. So what's out there? Well, smoking cessation programs are out there, addiction programs in general, and then going to go see your doctor as well. Those are some things that can help you out, and that's what I started doing. So I reached out to my doctor. I went and he put me on a drug called Chantix, which is an anti-smoking drug. And I went to some addiction meetings actually for drugs, not even just for smoking per se. So I went out there and I did that, and I started seeing progress and started smoking less and not being hard on myself when I did, though. So you can see there is programs out there to help, and including seeing your doctor. So during one of my many stints of quitting, a group walked out in front of me, and they just stunk like ashtrays. Really bad. It was really bad. And that was like the turning point for me, where I was just like, I pivoted and said, I just can't do this anymore. I can only imagine what my wife thinks. My kids are going to catch on at one point because they didn't even know at the time I was. And so that's what really turned me to the getting control of my life and getting that taken care of. So no more hiding the habit. I used to have even gloves around the house, in the backyards, in the garages, and jackets, so I can come back and not smell like it. Hand sanitizer back then even. But now I've been I did those programs, I did the Chantix, and I've been smoke-free for a couple years now. And it feels great. It feels good in the lungs, feels better working out, feels better walking, not being afraid to get close to my wife, my kids. And thank goodness for the timing also, because not only am I getting older, and it's really going to affect my lungs and my overall health big time, but smoking is just freaking expensive. $10 a pack, that's $300 a month, that's almost $4,000 a year spending on that. So as you can see, there's help out there for everybody. It's not a good habit to do. I finally realized that I quit for myself and really just took control with my mind. In conclusion, I mean, the mind is the strongest part of your body. Your mind controls whether you will succeed or fail in life. Your mind tells your body what to do. We need to gain control of our minds and to make progress towards whatever it is you're looking to succeed in. Like Joe Rogan says, be the hero of your movie. Take control today. Don't worry about the past. Move forward with today and be your own hero. That was the only way I was going to quit smoking, by taking control myself. Thank you very much.